Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to week 14 and Thanksgiving week. As usual, I just want to touch base with everybody really quickly, make sure we're all on the same page, and to invite you to let me know if you need any extra time with anything. If you are all caught up, then this week is an excellent week for you to do a little resting. I would invite all of you, though, to use this week, at least part of it, to get started reading The Handmaid's Tale. It is a full-length novel, just like Their Eyes Were Watching God, and it is written in letter format or epistolary form, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky to get started with. Once you're used to it, it becomes fairly easy, but it's one of those things that, sometimes takes a little bit of adjusting because it's written in basically in the form of a diary in this particular case. But so that's what's going on this week in terms of the class. And of course, if you have anything that you have not turned in yet, this is a good week to get caught up with that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the class, except for I'm hitting all the wrong buttons this morning, so bear with me for a moment. There we go. All right. So we are essentially at the very, very end, of course, of the semester. But we do have this week, we have 1 week after that of regular class, and then we have the final. So the only thing left is The Handmaid's Tale. You've got to read it. You got to write a paper on it. And then, of course, you have the final exam, which is not a hard thing to do. It's just a little bit time consuming. That is due on December the 8th. And it is, I don't think it's open yet, but it will be open at least a week before it's due. So let's go ahead, though, and take a look. Everything for the end here is in that final module. So we've got the overview and objectives. As usual, those kind of identify what skills you're using that were on the syllabus. And then we have the little reminder of the reading assignments and all that good stuff. You can access, of course, the LibGuide here. I did want to mention, because this came up with several people, one of the things that you may want to do in the paper on The Handmaid's Tale that some of you didn't do in the paper on Their Eyes Were Watching God is don't forget that in the LibGuide there is a section called Critical Analysis, and this gives you direct links to articles and books that you can use as secondary sources. Especially if you find that you feel like you don't have enough to say. Several people struggled with the length on the previous paper. So make use of those additional sources to augment your own thoughts. I just wanted to remind you that those things are there. And then, of course, you have the graded assignments. So we can just click through. The first thing, which is due on December 4th, is that final paper. This should look very familiar. The rubric should look very familiar. These are all pretty much the same thing that we've been doing. In this particular novel, I do want you to talk about the connections with sociology again. So with the previous paper, you were able to write about any aspect that you wanted to. I do want you to focus in on the sociology of this one, like we've been doing kind of throughout the whole semester. When it says at least 3 full pages, it means at least 3 full pages. It is a full-length novel, so there is no reason you shouldn't be able to write 3 pages on it. But again, if you're not using the resources in the library, sometimes it might be a little bit difficult. There's also a link for inspiration, not for necessarily citing, but for the Spark Notes on Handmaid's Tale, which will give you some essay topics, discussion of characters and themes and all that stuff as well. So that's your only assignment there. And then, like I said, the only thing left after that paper is the final. So here, this is what I wanted to look at. It will be open this week. So it opens on November 23rd at 12 a.m. So midnight. And then it will be available throughout. It is due. There's two different dates. This one says December 7th. The other one says December 8th. Honestly, if it's the 8th, it's fine. I'm not going to change it in here, but aim for the 7th. Let's get it out of the way, right? If you have any questions, of course, throughout the rest of what we're doing here, please let me know. It's been really fun working with you guys this week, and I will be back next Monday because we do have another week of class. So I'll come back and we'll do another of these videos then. Also, if you have any work that you have not turned in from earlier in the semester, just keep in mind that nothing but the final will be awarded any points after December 4th. So the final is the only thing that you can turn in during finals week for points. All right. So that should be it. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.